In this home tour, imagine walking through a calm, sunlit cottage where soft neutrals wrap every wall and floor, and gentle gingham checks meet delicate floral prints in the most unexpected corners. The light feels slow and golden, touching woven baskets, pale wood furniture, and cushions that look like they were chosen with care, not haste. As we move room by room, you'll notice how the structure of gingham gives each space a gentle framework, like a soft grid holding everything in place, while the floral patterns seem to drift around it like wildflowers in a field. The overall feeling is calm rather than busy, because the palette stays light and neutral: creams, oak beiges, pale taupes, and tiny hints of muted sage or blush. Think of this guide as a quiet conversation between us, where I walk beside you through every doorway, pointing out why a particular gingham curtain works, or how a floral cushion softens a wooden bench in just the right way. The mood stays cinematic yet approachable, like a film you can step into and recreate, one small decision at a time. By the end, you'll see how easy it is to mix gingham and florals in a modern, neutral cottage style. And if you find a moment that speaks to you, don't forget to subscribe, tap like, and tell me in the comments which room you'd love to transform first. Before any gingham or floral pattern touches your home, imagine stripping the room back to a soft, neutral shell where light wood, warm whites, and gentle beige tones create a calm foundation. As sunlight moves through the windows, it glides across pale linen curtains, creamy upholstery, and smooth oak surfaces, revealing tiny details like the weave of a rug or the grain of a tabletop. Nothing feels heavy or dark. Even the shadows seem soft, like gentle folds of fabric instead of harsh lines. In this neutral modern cottage, you may notice how a simple off-white sofa anchors the room, a light jute rug grounds the seating area, and a few curated pieces, like a pale ceramic lamp or a framed sketch, add character without clutter. Now that your neutral base feels calm and grounded, this is where the quiet magic of pattern pairing begins. Picture a simple cream sofa dressed with a single gingham cushion in soft taupe and white, its tidy checks bringing a sense of structure and order to the scene. As you look around the space, you'll notice that scale is the secret story running beneath everything. The gingham checks might be small and neat on a cushion, while the floral pattern appears larger and airier on a piece of wall art or a draped throw. Think of pattern pairing as setting up a gentle dialogue rather than a competition. Gingham offers clarity and structure, the steady heartbeat of the room, while florals bring softness, movement, and a hint of romance. Imagine the front door opening to a small, sunlit entryway where everything feels calm, welcoming, and quietly intentional. A narrow bench and light would sit against a warm white wall, topped with a single gingham cushion in soft beige and cream that instantly introduces the pattern story of the home. As your eyes adjust, you notice how the floor beneath your feet is grounded by a simple, low-pile rug in a subtle neutral, perhaps with the faintest hint of pattern woven deep into the fibers. This entryway isn't just a passage. It is a gentle buffer between the outside world and the calm of your cottage home. In the living room, picture a scene where everything feels gently layered rather than heavily decorated, like a favorite story told in soft, overlapping chapters. A neutral linen sofa anchors the space in warm cream, while a pair of gingham cushions in light taupe and white sit side by side, giving the room a subtle sense of rhythm and structure. As you look around, the eye catches gentle repetitions of the same pattern story. A gingham-covered footstool near the coffee table, a framed floral print above the sofa, perhaps a small bouquet of fresh or faux blooms echoing the tones in the textiles. In this living room, the balance between structure and softness feels almost like choreography. Gingham appears in smaller, grounded pieces, cushions, ottomans, perhaps a lampshade, while florals take the role of gentle accents in throws, artwork, or a single accent chair. Imagine a small dining nook tucked beside a bright window, where the morning light spills across a simple table dressed in a soft, neutral gingham cloth. The checks are delicate, perhaps a warm beige and white, so they feel more like a quiet rhythm than a bold statement. As you look closer, you might notice how the patterns are thoughtfully balanced. The gingham spreads across the tabletop, creating structure and order, while the florals are kept in smaller touches, a vase of stems, a delicate floral napkin, or a single pattern plate layered into the stack. In this dining nook, the focus is on creating a mood that feels both everyday and special. Gingham makes the space feel grounded and consistent, while the floral accents bring movement and softness, like a quiet celebration of nature inside the home. In the kitchen, imagine a bright, airy space where soft neutrals keep everything feeling clean and calm, while gentle patterns add just enough character to make every moment at the sink or stove feel special. Light oak cabinets or warm white fronts line the walls, their simple hardware catching the light without demanding attention. As your gaze moves across the kitchen, you notice small, thoughtful touches that layer pattern without clutter. A neutral runner with the faintest hint of gingham rests along the floor near the sink, its subtle grid adding structure beneath your feet. This serene kitchen proves that gingham and florals don't have to be loud to be effective. They can whisper quietly from textiles and small accessories while the overall palette remains calm and neutral. A floral tea towel draped over the oven handle, a gingham pot holder hanging from a hook, or a small framed botanical print leaning against the backsplash can all contribute to the story without overwhelming the eye. In the bedroom, imagine stepping into a softly lit sanctuary where every detail seems to hush the noise of the day. The bed is dressed in a neutral gingham duvet, perhaps a whisper of beige and white that adds a gentle structure without feeling busy, like a quiet grid holding the space together. As your eyes travel around the room, you notice how the patterns repeat in small, thoughtful ways. A pair of floral pillow shams nod to the quilt, while a single gingham cushion sits at the front, tying everything back to the duvet. This bedroom is a reminder that pattern can be restful when handled with care. Gingham provides the sense of order that makes the space feel grounded, while florals bring a sense of romance and gentle movement, as though a soft breeze were always drifting through. In the bathroom, imagine a small, serene space where light bounces softly off pale tiles and warm white walls, turning every surface into a quiet reflection of calm. The main fixtures stay simple: clean lines, neutral tones, and minimal clutter, so even the smallest pattern feels intentional. As your eyes linger, you see how the details create the mood. A small floral print curtain or cafe-style window shade filters the daylight, scattering soft patterns across the walls and sink. On the vanity, a simple ceramic tray holds everyday items: soap, a candle, perhaps a tiny bud vase with a single stem, each one chosen with care. Even in this functional space, the neutral palette holds everything together: light stone or tile underfoot, soft white or pale taupe on the walls, and natural wood or woven baskets adding warmth. Gingham offers a sense of order in the matte or small textiles, while florals appear in carefully placed accents, like a framed print or a patterned towel folded just so. Imagine a small writing desk tucked into a calm corner, where work feels less like a task and more like a gentle ritual. The desk itself is simple, lightwood with smooth edges, placed against a warm white wall that reflects soft, natural light from a nearby window. As you take in the details, you notice how pattern is used sparingly yet thoughtfully, so the corner stays visually calm. A small corkboard or pinboard above the desk might be framed in light wood, with a single floral print or pressed flower pinned to one side, bringing in a hint of nature. In this home office corner, the neutral palette remains the silent hero: warm whites, soft beiges, gentle wood tones, and just the lightest touches of pattern. Gingham gives the chair or small accessories a grounded, structured feel, helping your mind stay centered, while the floral details add a note of inspiration and softness. Now imagine the hallways that link these rooms together, not as empty passages, but as soft story paths that quietly carry your gingham and floral narrative from one space to the next. The walls remain warm and neutral, perhaps adorned with a simple gallery of small frames, some holding delicate floral sketches, others left empty for future memories. As you walk, the light shifts slightly, brighter near doorways, softer in the center, creating a cinematic play of highlights and shadows along the walls and floor. A small console table or shelf might sit against one wall, holding a single vase with a sprig of greenery or a floral stem, echoing the patterns glimpsed in nearby rooms. These connecting hallways show how pattern can be repeated in small doses to make a home feel cohesive without becoming overwhelming. Gingham appears as a grounding element in the runner or small textiles, while florals show up in artwork or tiny arrangements, never crowding the narrow space. As we arrive back at the heart of the home, imagine standing in the center and slowly turning, seeing every room, the entryway, living room, dining nook, kitchen, bedroom, bathroom, and quiet corners, woven together by the same gentle conversation between gingham and florals. The neutrals hold everything in a soft embrace, while the patterns appear and disappear like recurring characters in a favorite film, familiar yet never overwhelming. You've seen how gingham can act as the gentle framework, the steady heartbeat that runs through cushions, runners, curtains, and small textiles, while florals add movement, romance, and a whisper of nature to each room. Together, they create a rhythm that feels cinematic yet attainable, turning ordinary rooms into dreamy, lived-in spaces. Now imagine your own home as the next story, a neutral base waiting for its gentle checks and petals. Whether you start with a single gingham cushion, a floral print above your bed, or a small runner in your hallway, each step brings you closer to a space that feels both grounded and romantic, practical and dreamy. If you enjoyed this room-by-room guide, make sure you're subscribed to Dreamy Decor. Hit the like button to support more cozy visuals like this, and tell me in the comments which pattern you'll lean into first, gingham's quiet structure or floral soft poetry. I can't wait to see how you bring this story to life in your own home.